My name's Louie Augarde. I currently work for Nettitude and I'm a junior penetration tester. I'm currently a student at Coventary here on placement. Why did I get into the security industry? I'm not really sure, to be honest. I wasn't always into security. I'm trained classical pianist and studied acting for 10 years and was kind of much more into the arts, etc. at school and college. And there was a talk when I was in college about what you could do through university and what you could study, etc. And one of those things they mentioned in there was the fact you could study an ethical hacking course, and that kind of sparked my interest a lot more than the things that I was doing currently in college. And so kind of in my free time looked into studying computer science type subjects and ended up going to university to study ethical hacking and network security. My typical day involves web application tests, infrastructure tests, external infrastructure tests, and mobile device testing. So I run through all the things, so I scope the test, and then I will have a quick kickoff call with the customer to ensure that everything's going all right on the day, run the testing, have a few wash-up calls with them, basically where we just tell them if we find anything during the testing, and then at the end give them a formal debrief and the report. Best bits and worst bits about my job. The best bits is probably when I find vulnerabilities in applications. There's nothing quite like the little bit of thrill you get when you get somewhere where the client doesn't expect you to get, and you manage to get information they really, really don't expect you to get. And the worst thing about my day is probably when you don't find anything, actually. It puts a lot more pressure to find something, and when you don't actually find anything, it's a not very rewarding feeling. And this job certainly isn't for the faint-hearted. You have to do a lot of research and stuff outside of the 9 to 5 hours, etc. And it can be hard work sometimes. I would say for research, definitely go to university to study ethical hacking or computer science or something of technological kind of base, especially in college if you can as well. Study computer science because it will really give you a good background of knowledge to get into this industry. And for learning and research is a very, very key thing to kind of have that base foundation of computer science knowledge. Otherwise, you know, if you don't understand certain things about coding and how code works, you can't break applications unless you understand how they work in the first place. And I'd say to keep up to date with current affairs, there's plenty of websites and forums, etc. that you can kind of get into, BBC Technology, Wired, the Register, all of these things will kind of give you the most up-to-date information about breaches and what's going on in the cybersecurity world. I see my career in security continuing, for one, but first I've got to go back to university and finish my degree, and then I'm looking at doing a master's, but I'm not quite sure at the moment. But hopefully after I finish my degree, coming back to work for a company, Nettitude or like Nettitude, and in about 4 or 5 years' time, having a few more certifications and being a senior penetration tester. Any advice that I'd think of giving to someone entering the industry, just do it. It's a really good industry to get into. It's a really rewarding job. It's enjoyable, and there's always new things happening. I haven't been in a situation before where one day can change the entire game of what's going on at the moment. There's been a few vulnerabilities that have come out recently that have literally just changed the game straight off the bat. And that brings in more customers, and when you've got more customers, you've got new tests. And it's always evolving, this industry, and it's a really good thing to get into, and you won't be bored if you do.